Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy with two E's, and I am the CEO and founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcasting courses, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 240, and I am very excited to dig into today's topic and share something with you. I've been hinting about it here and there, but today is the day. It is official that the Irresistible You self-study course has launched or relaunched in a sense. So if you're on my email list, you would have seen some emails from me this week already announcing the new self-study program. And so I want to take this episode to really talk about what is Irresistible You? What is, I know a lot of you are probably like, what are you talking about? What do you mean a course? What is this about? I know some of you listening are my longtime listeners and students of Irresistible You. So I am going to just dive into all of this, give you all the details you need to know behind what it is, why I created it, why it means so much to me, and how you can also enroll and get into Irresistible You. So Irresistible You, as you know, is the name of this podcast. And way back when in 2010/2011, so I started my blog in 2010. And in 2011 is when I decided to create this course. I come from an instructional design background. I've been working in the learning and development space for over 20 years. So course creation is in my blood. It's what I do. It's how I make a living. And I have this passion for my blog, which was Irresistible Icing. That's still my website, actually. But my blog name was Irresistible Icing. And I had this passion for what I was doing over there, the message that I was getting out to the world, and wanting to blend that with an opportunity to take it a bit further and create a course. So in the very early stages, I look back now and I laugh maniacally when I see what it used to look like. And however, I will always say this, that the heart and soul of Irresistible You has always been the same. It has always been about my mission, which is to empower women to create the life they deserve. It's to empower women to not attach their happiness to a number on the scale. And where the course came from was from my own experience with being a chronic yo-yo dieter who always was overweight, who always struggled, who always felt less than, who constantly was running ragged on the yo-yo diet body hate shame cycle. And this is around the time that I started my journey to figure out, why do I keep gaining weight? Why do I go through life experiences and all of a sudden it's like I had amnesia and the weight came on and I don't know how I got here, because I was noticing the trend in my own personal life. So I started doing some work on myself, got into the personal development journey, got myself into therapy, and realized that it's not the weight that you need to lose. It's not another diet that is going to fix you, that's going to make you feel better. And as I started down this journey, I realized there were these principles that were missing in my life. They were missing in traditional diets. They're not things that you're ever going to learn from the diet industry, because they really have nothing to do with weight and losing weight. They have more to do with building your confidence, finding out who you are, learning how to love yourself, shattering the rules, building yourself back up. And as I went through my journey, I realized there's 5 principles, and I talk about those all the time on the podcast. I'm going to go into those in a little bit, but that's really where it was born. And I'm like, I have to teach people this. People have to know about this. And I can't even wrap my head around the fact that I've been talking about this for 15 years. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me, like how it's been 15 years. I still remember being up at 3 o'clock in the morning in my old townhouse and coming up with all of these ideas and coming up with the name of my blog. I knew I wanted it to have icing in the title. And I wanted it to have another I name in front of it. And I was just racking my brain. And I got up in the middle of the night. I went to wash my hands. And I mean, this was after days of like, I had lists and brainstorms. I was like, what can this blog be called? And I'm standing there in the middle of the night and I'm washing my hands and I go to get the soap, and it's Bath and Body Works soap at the time. And it was called Irresistible Apple. And I went, that's it. Irresistible icing, because I can't resist it. And it had all these double meanings about not just, struggling with emotional eating and not being able to resist certain foods, especially icing, but also this double meaning of what it means to have an irresistible life, this life you can't resist, this life you just want to live because you've created it and it's so good and you can't get enough of it. And then that morphed into Irresistible You. And, it just went into different things within my business even. I started a pet blog. I started Irresistible Pets with Chewy. And it just became my business. Like, my business name, you guys, is Irresistible Media, because that encompasses the podcast, the course, the work I do for instructional design clients, the pet blog, all of the things that I work on. So it's just insane to me to think back to that weekend when I finally built my website, and I'm sure it was atrocious when I think about it now. This was like Blogger, if anyone had Blogspot back in like the early 2000s, and how all of this just became a thing, right? So I launched the course, and it's today. So it's gone through many, many, many different iterations. And I then went through an iteration a few years back, shortly after where I turned, because it was always a self-study online course, where I turned it into a full 12, it wasn't initially 12 weeks. It also turned it into a 12-week coaching program, which was fantastic. I think the coaching component really adds something special. It also, and it's not to say that we won't go down that route again, because I would love to host some more group coaching programs with it. So if that's something you're interested in, please reach out and But with time commitments for other people and even my crazy schedule, as well, I thought, and what if we go back to having an alternative option, which is self-study. So self-study just means you go about it at your own weekly Zoom check-ins or any of that stuff. And so by doing that, it allows people the flexibility to go about it. Another benefit to you is that it also greatly lowers the price by like hundreds of dollars, because we're going into the self-study model. So Irresistible You has relaunched. It's in the self-study version. It is deeply discounted. There's also a discount code that I'm going to share with you to get advantage of that, because I don't know when I would ever put it this low again. So what does it all mean? Like what's in here? So as things evolved, Irresistible You became a framework of 5 guiding principles. And this framework is the foundation of my course. It's also really the foundation of the podcast as well. I don't go into as much depth and detail, obviously, in the podcast as I do in the learning modules and the videos and the workbooks and all the things inside the course. But you guys hear me talk about the 5 guiding principles all the time, and we really dive deep into those. So when you're in Irresistible You, what it does is it provides you with a framework. It provides you with a framework to help you, lose the body image issues. gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight. How many times have you heard me say that? That's the beginning of the podcast, right? So that is the mission and the purpose of this course. It is not a weight loss program. It is not a diet. This is about personal development. It's about confidence. It's about how to feel and look irresistible regardless of where you are on your weight loss journey. It is literally everything I talk about on the podcast, but 10x in detail with strategies, with step by step, right? And so an online course is exactly what it sounds like. It is a course that you can take at any time on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. The course is composed of different video modules. So for example, you would go into one lesson, you would watch some of the videos, you would do workbook exercises, reflections, and there are reflections videos. There are also implementation weeks. It is very, very thorough and detailed. And it's something that you can do at your own pace, but I always recommend people setting up dedicated time, because what I don't want for you is I don't want you to enroll, spend the money, and then 6 months from now, be like, oh yeah, I never made it past lesson 1. We don't want you to do that. But we want you to have the flexibility to go at it about your pace with your schedule and your lifestyle. So let's talk about what's included as a student of Irresistible You. So first and foremost, you're going to get my Irresistible You framework. This is a proven framework that gives you step-by-step all of the guiding principles, the 5 guiding principles, and proven strategies to help you gain confidence and lose the emotional weight. So we go through all 5 of those principles in detail. There are strategies which you may not have ever heard me talk about those strategies because they're very specific to the course, and they're for my students, my students only. So I'll give you a sneak peek of what some of that looks like in just a second, but you'll get that framework, and that framework is delivered to you over 12 different self-study modules. So like I was saying, in each of those modules or lessons, you would have a series of videos. You would have different worksheets or workbooks to do the work that is, I don't just get on there and talk. I give you actionable things that I want you to go and do and strategies to be able to do that. So you'll get those course workbooks that are within each of the different lessons. And then once you enroll, you get access to lifetime updates. So what that means is that, let's say in 2 months from now, I've had more students go through it, and multiple people, for example, are recommending, hey, it would be really nice if you could add this. Or I decide, hey, I'm going to upgrade this or add a bonus training. When that happens, you don't have to pay again. You pay one time. The only way that you would pay again or anything in addition is if maybe down the road I offer the group coaching again. So you would pay for that portion. But as far as the self-study course, it is yours. You will have access to it, forever. And you will be able to see those updates, get those different improvements as I evolve the program. And like I said, girl, this course has evolved. Like there has been so many iterations as, I get better at what I do, or I, whether it's in the content, whether it's in the delivery, whether it's in the visuals, like things have just gotten a lot better over the years, as anything does. I think about, look at your apps that you use, right? And think about what Facebook looked like when we first started using it, right? And over the years, there's been different iterations for all of these different apps and websites and things like that. So think of it that way. So you're going to get all of that. I will say, because the price has been lowered dramatically, I wanted to see how this is going to do before I went in and re-recorded over, there's got to be, I don't even know how many videos there are at this point. What I'm getting at is the way that you're going to see the content, there might still be mentions of, hey, bring these questions to your group coaching call. I could have a 20-minute video or a 10-minute video or even a 5-minute video, and I say that blurb. I don't want to go back and re-record that if, for say, the self-study is not successful. So I want to just give you that caveat that you may see, and you will see, mentions of group coaching in some of the materials. So when you see that, just kind of look, disregard. And that is why I have discounted it dramatically. So the course, when it was in the group coaching format, it was anywhere from $497 to $997. With this self-study, I have lowered it down to $197, but wait, there's more. I am now offering a half off promo code. So if you get to the checkout page and I'm gonna put all this in the show notes, if you put in half off, down 50% to like $98 and some change. So I would jump, I would run, I would not wait. I would get in on that because that is insane considering how much value you're getting, what this can do for you. If you go onto the irresistibleicing.com/course, that will give you every single thing we've talked about, everything that's included in the course. There are also some testimonials in there from my students so that you can get a sense of what other people's experience has been like. And let's just dive into the different modules or guiding principles. So there's a module 0. So when you enroll into the class and you get in, you're going to see it broken out by these different modules. Module 0 is the getting started module. And this is really to, level set expectations and show you how to get the most out of the program. And there are some exercises that you're going to do, like writing your future self vision, your personal manifesto. I think of this as orientation to set you up for success for the rest of the program. Module 1 is now diving into the guiding principles. And guiding principle number 1 is break the rules. So in module 1, you're going to really dive into what are the rules you've been creating. You're going to learn how to stop the inner fat bitch chatter, and you're going to gain radical self-awareness using my proven own it method. Yes. That is one of the strategies that I talked about. And in break the rules, we don't just say, okay, rewrite the rules, whatever. No, there's an actual proven strategy and methodology that you can use. And that is included where I break it down in the videos, and then also in the workbooks. It gives you the opportunity to work through those strategies and come up with what's going to work for you. Module 2 or guiding principle 2 is make confidence queen. So this is the module or the guiding principle where you're going to learn how to build your confidence back. You're going to learn how to take consistent, imperfect action, because action alleviates anxiety and action builds back your confidence. So that is what that module is all about. And I teach you that through the wear your crown strategy. So you'll see that I use a lot of fun like acronyms, and it is easy to understand and to remember. And so that is through the wear your crown method. Module 3 or guiding principle number 3 is feed your soul. Listen, losing weight alone is not going to be the straight path to automatic happiness if you have a starved soul. And to become irresistible you have to shed the fat girl identity. You have to. And you have to create a loving relationship with yourself instead. So in this module, your goal is to go from a starved soul to an unconditional relationship with yourself that is not connected to the FGI. The FGI is the fat girl identity. And we have a strategy for that as well and how to do that. So then we move to module 4, guiding principle number 4, which is be in the moment. The emotions that are going to come up when you are on a weight loss journey and when you are also becoming irresistible you, they're not all rainbows and unicorns, you guys. And so that is module 4. And let's get to module 5. Oh, yeah, that's right. Also in Be in the Moment, we also have the Map It Out method, MAP. And I'll just give you a sneak peek of what that means. It stands for M, meet yourself where you are. A, acknowledge mindfully. And C, or not C, I was like M-A-P. P, practice with patience. And that is one of the other strategies that we would dive deep into with Be in the Moment. Number 5 is get your glam on. To feel irresistible in your own skin, you have to own the body you're in now. Not the body you want, not the body you're working towards, not the body you could have in 50 pounds, not the body you could have if you go down to TJ and get, surgery. We're talking the body you have right now. And this is taking care of yourself. It's dressing for the body you have, not the body you wish you had. And we want to take you from Hot Mess Express to glam in this module, in this lesson. And so glam is another methodology that I walk you through. It stands for, there's different things that it stands for. I'm not going to get into all of that. I want to give away everything. So if you are interested and you're excited and you're eager and you want to learn more, I encourage you to go and enroll. Ask yourself, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? Because what we know we stand to lose if we do nothing. Because here's the thing, right? Once you've been made aware of something, you have a choice. And when you're kind of like zombie walking through life, things aren't where they should be, you could be doing better, but you can't quite put your finger on it. I think about where I was at my highest weight pre-pregnancy, early college, where I gained all this weight after high school, and I was in denial. I mean, I lived in denial. I had no idea there was another way. I just thought, I'm unhappy because I am overweight. If I could just lose the weight, everything would be perfect. The whole story. But once you become aware and you're snapped out of your zombie state, now you have an option. And there's 2 options. And one of those options is to do nothing, to do absolutely nothing, to keep doing what you've always done, hoping that things are going to get different and knowing damn well they're just not. They're not going to get better. Or you take action. Because if you don't take action, you have a lot to lose. You do. And think about going a whole year. We're in January now. Think about going a whole nother year of the same shit, the same bullshit story, the same yo-yo diet, body hate, shame cycle. Just imagine being stuck on that hamster wheel again this New Year's Eve when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still here. And again, this isn't a weight loss program. This isn't, join Irresistible You so you can lose 50 pounds. I don't give a shit if you lose weight. What I give a shit about is how you treat yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you break the rules, how you stop letting other people's opinions of what you should be doing define you, how to stop shoulding on yourself, right? That's what I care about, because those skills that you need aren't going to show up because you did keto diet and you lost 100 pounds, or you're on the GLP-1 injection and you got to your goal weight. They don't just show up. You're going to be thin and still not have confidence. You're going to be thin and still hate the way your body looks because now you've got loose skin. You're going to be thin and still not know how to dress your body. You're going to be thin and still be living for other people. That doesn't change because you lose weight. The only thing that changes when you lose weight is that you lose weight. Now, does that give you a little bit of confidence or a confidence boost? Sure, but that's short-lived. It's short-lived if you don't also lose the emotional weight, because it's the emotional weight that's going to cause you to gain it back. Because when you don't lose the emotional weight, the next time life lifes and kicks you in the gut, guess what? Oh my God, how did I get here again? I can't believe I gained all the weight back. I gained the weight back because such and such happened. No, we don't gain weight because life happens. We gain weight because we don't know how to manage our life. We don't know how to manage our emotions. We don't know how to show up for ourselves when things are hard. We just think, I can only lose weight when things are perfect. And that is not real life. There's a reason why the people on Biggest Loser could lose all the weight, because they were in a confined environment. And the moment they got back into real life, guess what? Here comes the weight. Because they did nothing to focus on mental, emotional health. And when all you care about is the number on the scale, trying to desperate diet your ass down the scale, you're not going to gain these other strategies that you have to have. If you want long-lasting change, if you want to finally create the life you deserve, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. So if the podcast has always resonated with you, if you like my vibe, then this course is going to be perfect for you. It's going to be another tool, the tool in your toolbox that's going to help you become the woman you were meant to be. The one that you think about where you have that disconnect, right? Where you think about, if I could just lose weight, I would be this. I would be more outgoing. I would be more beautiful. I would dress nicer. I would have more energy. That's a gap, right? Because then when you look at yourself, you're not that person. And the weight isn't going to make those things. It's not like a magic wand is going to come out your ass when you lose weight and like, oh, you know what? Here you go. Again, we can't Amazon Prime that shit to our house. But what you can do is enroll in Irresistible You and give it a shot and get started and rebuild yourself back up, or maybe build yourself up for the first time. Because for a lot of students, it's the first time. There are also exclusive bonus content that is woven into the course as well. So when you enroll in the Getting Started module, I have a quick start guide, which is really to just kind of give you the blueprint to hit the ground running, to really get get excited, get engaged, and really figure out what you want to get from this class. I also have a bonus class, a master class called How to Become a Confidence Queen. And there's another master class called How to Define Your Signature Style. And I believe there's actually a few more that have been added that I just don't have listed on the page, but there's a few more in there. And like I said, as I come up with new things, those would be added to the course and you would get those, at no extra cost. If you go onto the course page that I have linked in the show notes, there's a video where you can get a demonstration of what it looks like inside of the student portal. So you get a feel for what it looks like, what's the format of how things are laid out. And I think that's really helpful as well. And again, also, there are real student testimonials on my page. So there's a couple of those in text version. There's a video testimonial. And I think, when I read testimonials and reviews, I feel like that really helps me make a decision. So this gives you an entire system. Irresistible You is not just a course. It's not just a program. It is a framework and a system. Okay. And again, currently, this is the self-study version. And the self-study version is $197. That gives you access forever. However, I want you to use the promo code. If you are listening to this, get in there before it's gone. It's going to only be available for a limited time at the half off. So right now, there's a promo code half off. Put that into the checkout page, and that is going to give you half off. So it comes out to about $98, which is crazy because I have poured... Sorry, I didn't expect to tear up thinking about this. This is my life's work. This is my purpose. This is my God-given purpose of why I'm here. It's why I have struggled with my weight, because I was meant to do this. I was meant to help other people. And when I read testimonials, whether it's from a student in the course or whether it is from a podcast listener, how what I'm sharing has changed their life, it's just so humbling and shocking and just, I can't even put that into words. So I have poured hours of my life and my own personal journey and circumstances into this content. So to provide that for $98 is absolutely insane. It's insane. So make sure that you get in there and you enroll. I want to support you. I want to be able to help you. I want this change for you because I know how much living by these principles has changed my life. I know how much it has helped me get through some of the hardest things I've been put through so far. Getting going through my daughter's type 1 diabetes diagnosis and not completely gaining back 100 pounds and just being able to maintain because I have these skills in my tool belt. I have this toolkit that I work from, and it's just been life-changing. There's nothing else more I can say about that. So I want the same thing for you. I want you to be a part of this community. I want you to be in there. And I don't want it because I want to make sales. That is, I want you there because I know what kind of impact it can have. I know what kind of impact it can have on you. So if you are ready, if you want to jumpstart your confidence, if you want a step-by-step plan, then this is where you need to go. You just have to start. You don't need to overthink it. Make a good decision and what is the best decision for you. And if you feel like, I love the podcast, I love what Amy's talking about, I love her vibe, yes, do it. Because I want you to feel comfortable when you make this decision. I don't want you to do something that you're going to regret. I want you to feel comfortable with your decision. And yeah, so let's just not waste any more time. Let's not sit around and wait for the perfect time. Let's not sit around and wait for the perfect body. Let's take imperfect action. And don't sit around and wait until you're ready. What do I mean by that? Okay, there's two things about that. If finances are an issue, no. Like, I understand that. I am not asking anyone to not pay their bill to get into the course. If that is a concern and an issue, then save it for another time, right? I will be here. I'm not going anywhere. But what I am saying is, if you're sitting on the fence because you're like, it's not the right time, I'll wait until this slows down or that slows down, that is exactly why you need to do it. Because you need to learn how to navigate life. You need to stop waiting until all conditions are perfect, because we all know that's not happening. We're not getting any younger. Life is not slowing down. Time is not sitting around waiting for us to get our shit together. We have to actually take action to get our shit together. And this course can help you do that. And again, this is self-study. So you can work on this on your lunch break. You can work on this at night. You can work on this in the mornings before everybody else wakes up. You just figure out what's going to work best for you. And again, because this is the self-study, this does not include live coaching or any one-on-one coaching. It is designed for independent learning. And again, because of the deeply discounted rate that I have right now, you will still see like a blurb or a statement in the video that says, hey, bring these questions to your coaching call. I want you to disregard that because, again, this is all going to be self-study. How long does it take you to go through the whole program? It's flexible, right? So, I would not rush through anything. I would give things the space and time that they deserve. So while there are no live weekly sessions, I recommend, putting aside a few hours a week to go through the modules. And that includes watching the videos, completing worksheets, going through the self-reflections. This is not something you want to rush through, because I want you to be very reflective and very thoughtful about the questions and the worksheets and the workbooks. And again, it's not a weight loss program. Okay, it is not a weight loss program. It is about breaking down your body image barriers, building up your confidence, and embracing the body you have now so that you can create an irresistible life at any size. I have had students of all shapes and sizes. My students are not all, overweight women. I have had women that you would look at and say, oh my God, they have the perfect body. Why are they here? Because body image is an epidemic. Bad body image is an epidemic. It has nothing to do with your actual size. It has nothing to do with your actual weight. A lack of confidence has nothing to do with how big or small you are. So, when does it start? It starts as soon as you buy it. So you can begin the self-study program at any time. As soon as you go into the checkout page and you enroll, you're going to get an email with your links and everything to get into the course. And so you have flexibility to start as soon as you make that payment. And maybe you sign up today and tomorrow morning you get started, or this weekend. So you pick the pace of what that is going to be for you. Okay. If you're thinking about, like, it's going through your head, like, what if this just isn't the right time? Listen, part of my job is to hold you to a higher standard than you hold for yourself. And that includes encouraging you to take decisive action. Saying that this isn't the right time, is that not the excuse that you always use? I'll start over on Monday. I'll start over. Like, how's it going so far? The new year. I'll start over in the new year. I'll start over next month. I'll start over on a fresh slate. Nothing is ever going to feel perfect. There is never going to be a right time to do anything. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to picture yourself 6 months from now. How are you going to feel if nothing in your life changes? Nothing changes. You're still doing the same old tired shit, the same old routine, the still beating yourself up, having conversations and dialogue with the inner fat bitch, and nothing else changes. How is that going to make you feel? Okay. On the flip side of that, what if you make the investment on yourself? How would your life look in 6 months? How could it be different? Think about that transformation that you could have. And that's what you need to think about. It's never going to feel like the right time. So, let's see if I have gone over everything. Hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what the Irresistible You course is, what's included, if it's a good fit or not for you, why I created it, what it's all about, what the goal of it is. Hopefully that answers your questions. And if it doesn't, I want to hear from you. I want you to shoot me a DM on Instagram at Irresistible Icing, or you can send me an email. It's amy@irresistibleicing.com. That's Amy with 2 E's, AIMEE. I will have that all linked in the show notes so you don't have to remember something, because I know you might be driving, doing the dishes, carting the kids around town. So all of that is in the show notes for you. If you still have questions, I want to hear from you. Do not sit on those questions. Do not think, oh, that's a dumb question, I shouldn't answer that. No, please ask. Yeah, alrighty. So I think we've gone through everything. Again, if there's still anything that you're not understanding, please make sure that you reach out to me. And also, please make sure you are on my email list. That is linked down in the show notes. When you sign up to my email list, you'll get a free action plan that introduces you to the 5 guiding principles in the Irresistible You framework. You also will now be in my group, in my email, to get notifications about the podcast, to get notifications about Irresistible You launches, to get those promo codes as things come up. So make sure you are on my list. If you're already on the list, you should be getting emails for this launch that dive into a lot of the things we've already talked about. The promo code is in there. I will also link the promo code in the show notes to this episode. So I look forward to having you enroll. I look forward to having you become a student of Irresistible You and allowing me into your life to help you grow and create the life that you crave and deserve. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Make sure, again, you're on the email list. You're following me on Instagram at Irresistible Icing. And I am going to catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.